bring you back in a second. So this is the setup. I've got the original is just sitting in there at the moment, just enough just to give me a gauge of whether I'm there or thereabouts, and I am pretty close enough not to worry. That's going to work out fine, I reckon. So I've got a Seco tool spanner here as a stop. Now this doesn't touch it at the moment, but you can see there's a pair of pins that will act against the back of that, because obviously this is the unmachined face. So that will act against the as a stop. It doesn't for this one at the moment because obviously it's still got the pin in there, if you can see it. But anyway, that's just clamped down. So I've offset it. All I've got to do is check my straight ahead position, which I can do once I've got one of these in properly fixed up. At the moment, so if I rotate it, it comes out just very slightly just here, but it comes back in and meets it. So I'm pretty happy to be able to use that. Just got to decide what mill I use, big 1-inch one or use something a bit smaller. So I'm going to change this over, put this in, and hopefully give it another test. Right, so what I've just done is put a bit of insulation tape on the top of this part, coloured it in black, and then just run the cutter, just skimmed it across just to give me the profile that I'm looking for. And offering this up, that's pretty close. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I've changed the cutter to slightly smaller diameter. It's got a high helix on this one, so I don't know whether that's going to improve the cut or make it worse. It's quite a long cutter. Let me bring it out a little bit. Quite a long cutter, but we'll see. We'll see what performance it brings. So there we go. That's the swing. I will stop just as I see it. So just let me show you. As I swing round, I will stop just in here. So final setup in place. I have got the stop put in, and I've got another stop just to hold it, because rotation of the head is like this. If it was going to come loose, it would turn that way. So that's just a backup stop. As you can see, it's crude, but it works. I have got on the rotary table some stop marks set, and basically I'll bring the camera around on the other side in a minute so you can see what's going on. But this edge here, I nibble away at this edge here first and gradually bring it round and bring it into the curve. eyeing it up and trying to spot a gap all the time, so I'm turning the rotary table as I move in. It's crude, but it's just getting rid of any excess material I don't need. This milling cutter really doesn't mind taking deep cuts. I mean, I've had 2 mil off this, but fine cuts, it chatters like a bugger. I'm down to 1 mil left now. Just going to stop and see where I am on the depth of that. Getting close. Under 5 mil, sorry, just under 0.5 of a millimetre now. So 0.25, come back. watching the blue. Blue. Sure, I saw some blue on there. Here we go. So the next operation, as I said, was rounding this end off, and I've got another tenuous setup. Set of blocks here to keep the part from turning, and it keeps it parallel because the edge against this is square. I might be able to turn that round actually, so you can have a look what I mean. There we go. So this edge here keeps it all straight and it stops the part turning, but ultimately the only thing holding this down is just one M6 screw. Now I was a bit, oh god blimey, that's really pushing it now, but it works. I have actually done cuts of 1 mil on the radius. I'm not going to, I've narrowed that down to 0.5 mil cuts. It's still full depth, so I'm still removing a reasonable amount of material, but I didn't want to push it with a 1 mil cut, because let's face it, it is only relying on that bolt there and the amount of friction that it can provide. I've done three so far, and I'm quite comfortable with doing it. With 0.5 mil cut I can turn the rotary table at a reasonable speed, so it doesn't take too long each one, and I've got a final depth cut set already, so I know where I'm going to, and it all looks pretty good. But I'll run you through it, and you can let me know what you think.